Welcome. There are days when you wake up with a strange feeling. Not exactly sadness, not quite despair, just tired. Tired from trying too hard. Tired from giving in for too long. Tired from constantly asking yourself, what did I do wrong? You have lived kindly. You have cared for others. You have kept your promises. You have sacrificed time, emotions, sometimes even yourself, just to keep everything okay, by your standards or by everyone else's. And yet, what do you receive in return? A close friend who suddenly grows distant for no clear reason. A relationship that once mattered deeply, now reduced to silence. A family that doesn't understand you, no matter how many times you try to explain. A job where effort is never acknowledged in a way that feels fair. And perhaps the most painful realization of all, no matter what you do, others can still treat you however they choose, regardless of everything you have given. So what is our natural response? We try to control more. We think more, analyze more, explain more. We attempt to fix everything, fix other people's behavior, fix situations, even fix ourselves to better match the world's expectations. But the more you try, the more exhausted you become. The more you care, the more you get hurt. Perhaps the problem is not that you are not good enough. Perhaps the problem is that you are carrying too much that was never yours to carry. This exhaustion is not a physical illness. It is a psychological condition common to modern life. It comes from a fundamental mistake. We confuse our inner worth with external feedback. We grow up in a world that teaches us this equation. If you are praised, you have value. If you are promoted, you have value. If you are loved and understood, you have value. And the opposite seems just as true. If someone leaves, you have failed. If you are criticized, you are inadequate. We place other people's judgments on the scale of our self-worth, turning happiness into a risky transaction. This creates a toxic loop. We design an ideal script for how people should behave, but life and people always act in their own way, breaking the script. We respond by tightening control, trying to force things back into place. And all that control brings is exhaustion and disappointment. This pain is not new. More than 2,000 years ago, Stoic philosophers such as Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca asked the same question you are asking today. What causes human suffering? Their answer was unsettlingly simple. We suffer because we try to control what is not within our control. Stoicism does not teach coldness. It does not tell you to abandon the world. It reminds you of one essential truth. Life is divided into two distinct realms like two separate circles. There are things you can control, and there are things you cannot. You can control your thoughts, your reactions, your values. You cannot control other people's emotions, decisions, how they treat you, or the final outcome. Stoicism teaches that when you place your happiness in someone else's hands, you give them the power to hurt you. This is easy to understand, but difficult to live by. To practice letting go of control, we need mental tools. Stoicism offers one powerful concept: the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind, protected by reason and your own judgment, beyond external invasion. Two foundational Stoic practices can help. The first is premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Before beginning a day or an important action, ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? Imagine it. You might be rejected. You might fail. The person you love might leave. When you rehearse loss in your mind, its arrival no longer shocks or destroys you. This practice weakens anxiety, because fear grows strongest when it hides in the shadows of surprise. The second is the view from above. Imagine rising high above your life, above your city, your country, the earth itself. From that vantage point, how large do your problems look? The distant friend, the unrecognized work. From the scale of the universe, they shrink tiny grains of sand in an endless flow of time. This perspective places problems where they belong and prevents emotions from growing larger than reality. Yet, ancient philosophy needs a bridge to modern, social media-driven life. And that is where a simple, modern idea appears ordinary, almost casual, yet deeply aligned with this ancient wisdom. If someone cancels plans at the last minute, let them. If they don't reply to your message, let them. If they misunderstand you, let them. If they walk away, let them. Not because you don't matter, but because you cannot live their life for them. Let them is not resignation. It is not weakness. It is a mental boundary. It says, I allow you to be who you are, with your own choices and behaviors, and I allow myself to remain at peace, independent of those choices. When you stop trying to control others, you begin to reclaim your energy. Why do we expect so much? Because we are afraid. Afraid of abandonment. Afraid of not being enough. Afraid that if we stop trying, everything will fall apart. We tell ourselves, if I am good enough, they won't leave. If I am understanding enough, they will appreciate me. But the painful truth is this: people act according to their own awareness, their wounds, their history, and their limitations, not according to your worth. You cannot love for them. You cannot mature for them. You cannot heal for them. Let them helps you see this clearly. And here is the most important distinction. Let them does not mean tolerating mistreatment. It means choosing the right battles. There is a common misunderstanding. Many believe let them means accepting poor treatment. It does not. Let them applies only to what lies outside your circle of control, other people's feelings, decisions, and judgments. When actions directly harm your dignity or peace, you must set boundaries and act. You can still set limits. Leave when disrespected. Choose a healthier environment. What you no longer do is beg, convince, or prove your worth to keep someone who does not want to stay. Because the right people never require you to exhaust yourself just to be chosen. This modern approach is a practical key to applying Stoic philosophy in today's busy world. Whenever disappointment arises, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let them. Release the need to change their behavior. If yes, act with reason. Adjust your own attitude, effort, and actions. Shift your energy from control to construction. Instead of wondering what they think or what they might do, ask, what do I need right now to restore myself? What strengthens my inner citadel? Accept reality without idealizing people. People do not behave as we hope. They behave as they are. Acceptance does not weaken you. It clarifies you. One day, you will realize this. The greatest freedom in life is not the ability to do whatever you want, but the ability to be happy without needing others to change. Peace does not come from people behaving properly. Peace comes from no longer depending on their behavior. When you allow others to be who they are, you grant yourself permission to be who you are. No control, no clinging, no proving, just living. Lighter, clearer, freer. Life is a school. Every problem is an exercise. Stoicism and the philosophy behind let them does not make life easier. It makes us stronger so we can face it. Take a deep breath. Begin today by choosing one problem that is draining you. Place it where it belongs. That is the circle of what you cannot control. And say the two simple words powerful enough to set you free. Let them. Let them is not a new idea. It may have existed for centuries. What's new is the modern way we see and practice it.